Hello and welcome to Jamie Dyke's WPBSA Snooker Coach, and in this video we're going to talk about feathering the cue ball. So why do we feather the cue ball? Well, basically it's pretty simple. We feather the cue ball just to get a feel for the shot we're about to play. Now, it depends on you as an individual, how many feathers you do, whether they're short, whether they're long. It's just for you as an individual to get a feel for the shot you're going to play. So let's have a little look here at what I personally do. Everyone is different when it comes to feathers, but the primary objective with the feathers is to feel the shot. Feel how you're going to be striking that cue ball as you play the shot. So me personally, as I get down here, I adjust the cue ball and I have one small feather, maybe two small feathers, come back nice and relaxed through the cue ball. And that won't change regardless of what I do. So if I'm going to screw this cue ball back now, very little will change. I'll address the cue ball, soft feathers, come back and deliver the cue ball. Some players prefer, or like I should say, to have a bit of a decent distance with their feathers when they come back to the hand and back to the cue ball. And they may like to have quite a few feathers just so they get a feel for the shot for themselves. And feathering the cue ball is a very individual part of everyone's technique. You don't have to, it's not a case of you must do 2 or 3 feathers like this to play the shot. It's what works for you and what feels good for you. So some players can come down, they'll address the cue ball, and they'll give some proper big feathers to feel that shot. But that's fine, that's what works for them. And they come back and they deliver that cue. To give some examples of some players on tour currently, Kyron Wilson has really big feathers. And he starts his initial process coming all the way back to the hand, so that he can feel where his final pause position is before he delivers that cue. So Kyron will come down, he will come back to the hand, then he will start some big feathers. That gets him feeling the shot. He comes back where his original pause position was at the start of his feathers, and he goes through the cue ball. So, whatever you decide to do, which is giving you consistent results and striking through the ball nicely and getting through it with a full follow through, and you're getting the work on the cue ball effortlessly, don't change it. Regardless of the shot, whether it's a simple stun for a black, a deep screw down for the red, or a long shot, do not change your feathers once you start getting the results from your feathers that you have developed, okay? So if you're going to come down, you address the cue ball, whether you do 1, 2, 3 feathers, regardless of what it is, you play those 3 feathers. If we come down here, let's kid on that this is pink and black. I know they're reds, but for the purpose of the video, they're pinks and blacks. You're just going to pop the pink, run forward for the black. But nothing changes if it's working for you with your feathers. So you would come in, 1, 2, 3, and go through the ball. For me, like I said at the top of this video, I don't really feather the cue ball. Never really felt the need personally for me. It holds me up to play the shot. Okay, it's just something I don't feel I need to do so much. So if I was going to pot this red, stun down for the black, come in, couple of small feathers, hold the cue there, come back, and deliver the cue. But that's me personally. The trick here is to find what works for you. Maybe if you're working with a coach, you can work together. That's great. But find what works for you, keep it consistent, and your results will improve and become much more consistent along with it. So however you decide to feather the cue, whether you feather it several times or you don't feather at all, it's entirely up to you. You've got to incorporate it within the final delivery of your strike. Okay. Now, we want to deliver this cue very much like the pendulum of a grandfather clock. So if you imagine a pendulum swinging like this is how you want to deliver the cue. So what I mean by that is, if that's your vertical arm, as you come back into your final backswing, you'll find that pendulum on a grandfather clock, he slowly builds up to a small pause or a slight stop before he builds his acceleration and goes again. It's that kind of motion. Okay? So when you deliver that cue, you want that kind of motion. If I pop myself down here next to the cue ball moment, the grandfather clock, come back, pause, build up through the strike. So we incorporate our feathers into that shot. So for me, just one and a bit. Come back like a grandfather clock pendulum and through the strike. So the core principles of feathering the cue ball. Well, basically keep it simple. Don't do any more than you necessarily need to for the shot, whether you do 2, 3, 4, however many, or even none. Addressing the cue ball, coming back and delivering the cue. When you come back, make sure your feathers are incorporated into that nice, smooth pendulum delivery as you come back, building the acceleration up through the strike to a full follow-through. I hope that helps you with some consistency in your game as you approach your shots, okay? And I wish you all the best of success. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will see you in the next one.